Hey, how's it been going? So I've been doing some thinking, some researching, and some soul searching. And I've come to the conclusion that I don't think that actually Nipsey Hussle got killed. He wasn't killed. And this is not to dishonor him or his memory, but I do believe that he wasn't killed. But what actually happened is that this was a game of power and a game of like it's like a Game of Thrones. It's like a game of power that everything revolves around the power that he was accumulating within the community and the society. And that in itself created the necessity for him to be taken out. So he wasn't killed, but he was neutralized. And it's important to use the word neutralize because we're talking about politics and power. And when something is happening within the political sphere, American political sphere for that matter, what happens is that a person doesn't get killed; they get neutralized. They get neutralized. So so when you look at every leader in a society or community in most countries, once they begin to reach a certain level of power, they're neutralized. So they're assassinated, killed, or whatever, but the actual term is that they're neutralized. So so this happens in different countries and for different the only same reason is that it's all about power. So so Nipsey Hussle is someone who I think was very influential even in my life personally. He was very different and he actually affected me in a very different way. And I believe that type of power was very real. And this is why it was a big deal to everybody. But here is the thing, I just got suspicious from the very fact that the way that his death was treated was very systematic, that everything happened at the right time after he releases an album and stuff like that, after he's nominated for a Grammy, and then this happens. But in any case, everything that happened was related on TV programs. So a lot of people who didn't know about him started knowing about him because of this. So this was something that was obviously um, publicized in the mainstream media. And and as a skeptic, I just not even a skeptic, as a realist, I just realized that whatever is being promoted on the TV in the news are the things that they want you to be thinking about and they want you to know about. So so thinking about this, a television is a vision teller. It's a medium. It's in the middle. It is like, they say that they're spiritual mediums. This is a spiritual medium. So it speaks about what they want us to know about. And the very fact that it was in different programs shows you that they wanted people's minds to be programmed. So when it was all over the news, it means that they want people to know about what was happening in his life, and they want to they want to be able to control what he stood for by neutralizing him. So the reason why it's called neutralize and why this is just all about power is because when you have a battery, you have two charges. Okay, so you have a positive and a negative charge. Okay, so um, what they did is that they took his charge or they took his power and they made him neutral and took all of his power, and now they're taking charge of what he was doing through the medium. So this is just how this world operates. You remember in The Matrix, if you've watched The Matrix, this is an incredible movie. The Matrix shows that they're different agents, and there's Agent Smith and the other agents, whoever they are. But whatever happens is that whenever someone is waking up in the Matrix, is that the an ordinary human being turns into an agent or becomes possessed by that agent, and they kill the person who's waking up or the person who is already woke. So, however he got killed, it was an agent. That was an agent. He was an agent who was killing the person who he saw as a threat to the system, a threat to the Matrix. So by neutralizing that, what they're doing is that they're now, it's all about power. So now they're in control of his charge because he's now neutralized. They're in control of this narrative. Like when you read about a CIA program called counterintelligence program, COINTEL, then you know exactly how this operates. It's a very, very, very interesting program that is counterintelligent, counterintuitive. So look at the story of Martin Luther King Jr. He was a target of this operation after he created this speech. Just go on Google and just Google it and just see what it says about counterintelligence program. They're the people who created tapes about him having an affair. They're the people who used to call him, terrorize him. They're the people who wrote him a suicide note and encouraged him to kill himself. They're the people who targeted Malcolm X. Okay, so all of these people were not killed; they were neutralized. So now the program in the Matrix is now directing that charge and directing it where it's supposed to go. So in saying all of this, I just hope that I can get the point across that you should know what is beyond the facade or what is beyond the programming. All of this stuff, all that he did, he was doing it out of his own heart, and more people should do things that are true to them and actually make a difference in the world. And in doing this, just make sure that you create an environment that is suitable to your personality. But this is just the hypocrisy of the whole system, that he did something that was, Nipsey Hussle did something that was incredible, and there are also other people who are doing incredible things, but they don't get the same type of programming in terms of the agenda. Because look at Akon and what he's doing in Africa. And this is not part of the program because Africa doesn't matter, right? Because he's only going to make a scratch in the whole system. But he's doing something incredible. Okay, he's an artist as well. So, okay, so just look at all of these different things and just try to gauge what really, really makes sense, what doesn't make sense. You have to be very, very critical in this world that we live in, because it's very, very tricky times we live in. So everything he did was amazing, and the only reason why they want everybody to know about this is because it's part of their program. That's why it's in the TV program, it's mainstream, because they want to take that charge and take that power. So this is how power works, and that's why I really believe that he wasn't killed. He was neutralized. So now he's very Yeah, it's like he's neutered. So when someone's neutered, it means that they can't mate anymore. So a person is a mate because a person who's a mate is a person who you see on a ship. You say, everyone, ahoy, mates. So all of these are mates. So he was a captain of his own ship, and this is what they didn't want, the capitalists. So they want to be the captains of every ship. So you just have to know how this whole system works and what it really means. So freedom, power, strength, it actually rests in you, and you can make a huge difference in the world. So just know your power and stick with it, go with it, and be part of everything that you're called for, your purpose, your destiny, your destination, because you're on a ship. And like it or not, you're on a ship because you have a naval, so you're part of the Navy. So, so don't be neutral, but find your charge and take charge of your life. So, yeah, I think that's what people like him would want. People like Malcolm X would want. People like Martin Luther King would want and expect of you, Marcus Garvey. Everybody who gets too powerful is neutralized, and they can never really kill a person like that. You can never really kill a person. No one ever really dies. That's nerdy. Nerd. No one ever really dies. So he's still alive. They can't kill him, but they only neutralize him by reprogramming what he was about, what he was doing, because it's all an agenda. So just be on the lookout.